Hello, and welcome to Famicast 182, your Famicast for the latter part of September 2020. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined, as always, by James Charlton.
Famicast to go, baby.
Yep, indeed. And not screwing around here, also joined by Mr. Ty Sugar himself.
Mom said it's my turn to play the Xbox.
Don't know if that's true.
Mom, he's hogging it.
Yeah.
I want to play Xbox.
Series X, Series S, Xbox One, Series X, Xbox. Oh man, that naming convention is so confusing.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm sure.
We're gonna have some fun with that today.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna
run this joke into the ground.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about getting the Series X, but then I found out that the Xbox One X games don't work on the Series X, so you have to get the Series X, not the Series S.
Oh no, they do work.
Yeah.
I think James is just doing what he does.
You messing with me? Oh, I took the bait.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Actually, since the last show, there's been a lot of news that has come up. Obviously, Super Mario 3D All Stars is out. That's something I'm going to be talking about here momentarily. Lots of stuff from the Nintendo Direct partner showcase that happened just last week. Other like next gen news too with Microsoft, and man, there's just all sorts of stuff. So let's just go ahead and just kind of jump right into it with new business.
All right.
And Yes, and I'll go ahead and get things kicked off here with new business. So, like I said, I've been playing and have been playing since last week the newly released Super Mario 3D All Stars, or in Japan. Oops, not this one. Let's try. Sorry, messing around with some buttons here.
Please stand by.
Yes. Or as it's known in Japan as the Super Mario. Oh my God.
Danny's got like Mario over his face, it's like blocking him.
Yeah. Well, anyways, as it's known here in Japan as Super Mario 3D Collection. And we talked about this briefly as to why that is on the last episode. James, do you remember why?
I thought it was 3D Correction.
Yes. No, the original Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo was called Super Mario Collection here in Japan. And
that's right. I remember you flashing the your box in the last episode.
Oh yeah.
I think that was my holy grail actually. When I first arrived in Japan, I really wanted to see the that box. I wanted to get it.
Oh, really?
A little bit out of my price range at the time, but I never ended up getting it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a quick aside, but it's kind of unbelievable how cheap retro stuff here is in Japan compared to what it is in the West. Yeah, man, some of this stuff you can get for really cheap, even like Famicom stuff, Super Famicom stuff. Like, I don't know how or why, but it's just like the demand isn't there. I mean, unless you're a foreigner and you're shopping like in Tokyo, that's a bit of a different story. But otherwise, like buying online locally here,
it's true.
You get some cheap stuff.
When all the foreigners roll in every year for Tokyo Game Show, and they just clean out all the retro stores.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, I'll tell you, if you do plan on coming to Japan sometime in the future when it's safe and all that type of stuff.
In the year 2020X,
yeah, just keep in mind that some of that stuff you're going to be buying or wanting to buy at those shops in Tokyo are going to be coming out of premium. So, but anyway, for the topic at hand, Super Mario 3D Collection, Correction, or All Stars, whatever you want to call it. I've been playing this. I put up some impressions on the YouTube, and I'm going to be putting up those in a text form here pretty soon too. But I played all three of the games. I've been playing a whole lot more 64 now than anything else. But what's that, James?
Good choice.
Yeah. Actually, with the collection, I started with Galaxy, and I was talking with James about this because I was thinking, like, what's the game? I don't know. I was trying to like reverse psychology. What is the most interesting thing that people might want to, see a video about or something like that? And it didn't really make much of a difference. It was about the same, like for all three of the games and stuff.
It's probably the controls, isn't it? People just like with Galaxy, they want to know how to fix the Wii pointer and the waggle, right?
Yeah.
64, it's like, okay, what are the C button equivalents? Is it a freeform camera? Have they fixed that? The answer is no, right?
Yeah, of course not.
Right.
Yeah, so with that, what I really like what they did with the pointer stuff, it's kind of like what they did with Captain Toad, where if you're playing with a Pro controller, you can just basically tilt the controller around and it shows a little, reticle on the screen, and you can collect the star bits and stuff like that, which is
So
nice.
it's always moving, like whenever you move the controller, it's moving. You're not like holding down something to move it.
Nope. Always moving around. And I think if you press like R or something, then that can like recenter it.
Okay,
in the
yeah.
center of the screen.
I was going to say, you need a kind of recenter. Because with Captain Toad, I believe it was hold down something and then move it.
Might have been. I'm trying to remember.
It was like almost like a trigger, like trigger then activated the kind of mouse cursor type thing in Captain Toad,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was fun. I pretty much stopped playing after I recorded footage and stuff. But I got a handful of stars and stuff like that, and it was fun. It looks great. It plays great. I do wish there was a bit more of a freeform camera, but it's still not too bad.
Are you talking about Galaxy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Galaxy. I mean, ironically, Galaxy and 64 kind of have the same kind of camera system where you're using. Well, in Galaxy, it was the D-pad on the Wii remote, wasn't it? Where you can kind of just go around. I think it was more than 4 directions, but like it was like, it's incremental things. And because they wanted you to have a certain viewpoint, didn't they?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would kind of get disorientated, or you wouldn't know what was up and what was down and stuff like that. It was kind of half directed, half free. It was kind of like somewhere in the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From my memory, anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, ironically, Sunshine is the one with the most freeform camera, isn't it? With the C-stick.
Yeah, it is. It is. And before diving into the Switch version in this collection, I did actually take a look at the original GameCube version. I picked it up for really cheap, like a week or so before this game launched, like maybe like 1,000 yen, like basically 10 US bucks.
Ooh, and, overpaid.
Right. But that's with everything, the manual, the slip cover and stuff like that too. And one thing that I didn't really like about that is that the camera was always inverted. You couldn't change that around.
I totally didn't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't remember it either until like I was literally playing it. And I was like, oh yeah. And like for me with inverted cameras and stuff, it kind of depends on the game I'm playing, I think. Like if I'm playing like a shooter, I don't think I mind so much. You know what I mean? It's all kind of like a feeling, like for me when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, it depends on the game for me.
Yeah.
But controlling a camera with inverted camera, I'm not sure if that would be the best thing.
Yeah. Ty, how about you, man? Do you prefer the inverted or non-inverted?
I always play inverted.
Okay.
Both on first person and third person.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now I can't even remember what Odyssey is now. I think Odyssey is just standard, I don't think it is inverted.
I think most of the Nintendo stuff these days is just standard. If that's
so are you saying Y and X? So like you press right and the camera goes left? Like
that's so weird.
Or is it up and down?
Shit, now I'm trying to remember. Oh man.
It was probably up and down because it was probably something to do with how flood controls, like you want flood to go up, so you like pull back kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like left and right, I don't think they would do the what would that be? X coordinates, right?
Right.
That would be mental to have that inverted as well.
I'm trying. Okay, yeah, maybe not. Anyways, like I played a little bit of Sunshine. It's okay. Actually, this version of it's not bad. It looks pretty good. I remember before this release, people were saying like how badly Sunshine on this particular version ran, and I didn't run into any of that at all. Maybe it's just because I'm not like super deep into it or anything, but maybe that's why. I don't know. But
yeah, I think it is a 30 frames a second game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It did chug at some points. I remember from what I remember in the original one.
Is this a situation where it might chug in handheld but not TV mode?
It's possible because the handheld mode can only go up to 720, and then this game can actually go up to 1080. Obviously, if you're on the TV, but
I've just been retweeting all the kind of terrible videos that people have been capturing about Sunshine, all the fucking shitty missions and shitty parts of that shitty game. It's like, yep, see, I was right.
Yeah.
All these people playing it for the first time, they're like, fuck this game, It's like, yep.
Yeah.
And the people replaying it, best of luck to them.
Thankfully, I haven't hit that any of those stages yet, but that'll come probably at some point. But like I said, I have been playing basically more Mario 64 than anything, and it's a game that I've played a lot. Obviously when it came out on the 64, way back in the day, played it back then, played it on DS, played it on the Wii. I played all sorts of different versions of the game, and this version's pretty solid. It is disappointing that they don't have the widescreen aspect ratio, and they don't have this kicked up to 1080p. And but the most disappointing thing I think is the camera is just as is, which at the time when the game released, it was completely fine because we had really no frame of reference for like camera work for 3D games. You know what I mean?
That invented the camera basically for like these kind of 3D platform games. Yeah,
because most of the 3D platformers at the time were just basically like on a very narrow trail that you can move around in 3D in quotation marks here, but it's not like fully open or anything like that.
Right, and they had the Mario camera and the Lucky 2 camera, right? That you could change between.
Yeah, I don't like the Mario camera. Honestly, it's really twitchy. But yeah, man, I really wish that they would have just went in and done something to make this camera more modern. I was playing. You guys remember the pyramid inside of like the desert stage?
Yeah.
Like when you get inside of there, there's like you're climbing your way up the pyramid on the inside, and you get to this one point where there's this big rolling guy that comes like rolling around, and there's like a little crevice or something in the wall that you're supposed to just kind of sneak into. And if you don't get there in time, you're just going to smash your ass and it takes some damage. But it seems like they deliberately made it so you can't tilt the camera, so you can't see him coming like the first time you go. And
right.
you're just like supposed to get smashed by this guy, which is kind of annoying because I'm a pretty careful player, so I'm always trying to look around to see who's there or or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of like an instance where it wasn't, and you couldn't do that really.
Miyamoto's like, not on my watch.
Yeah.
US
Yeah. So it's like, to kind of counter that, I always try to do like the first person thing. If you press, on the 64, it would have been like up C. On this, you press like up on the right joystick, and you eventually get to the mode where you could kind of look around from like right behind Mario's head. And that could.
Oh, Danny, I've got a quick question before I forget. The letter that Princess Peach reads at the beginning, is that in Japanese? Oh, you're playing in
I'm
English.
Playing my settings are in English. But actually, an interesting thing about the game, you can change the settings for each game, like before you get into the ROMs.
So speedrunners can choose whatever the German version or whatever, whatever's the fastest.
Sure.
Something like that.
And actually, an interesting thing about Mario 64, and I talked about this in my video impressions and stuff, but just in case you missed it, this version is actually based on the Rumble version that was, they took out the So Long Bowser or whatever, and like all that.
Shindo version, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And was it the American one or the European one? It was like one of the later versions that actually Princess Peach reads out the letter, because like in the first Japanese one, she doesn't.
She does in the US English one.
Yeah, so like what this version did, this Shindo version, this Rumble Pack Enhanced version, it basically added a lot of stuff that was in the English versions of the game. Right. And then of course, obviously Rumble as well.
The international version. They like doing that in Japan, don't they? They re-release a game, call it the international version, and it's basically just whatever they released outside of Japan.
Basically a fancy bug fix.
Right.
But this one, they wanted to add Rumble support. Which, I mean, we've talked about this before. There are only two games in 64 that did that. It was Wave Race and then Super Mario 64, where they had completely, new re-releases of the game. It's, more or less the same game with just a couple of enhancements. And in this ROM, you can actually tell that it's that version because it has the date 1996 and 1997, which was in that second one was released, and which is what the title screen says on that version of the game. So.
Well, in 1996, if you'd asked me which one, do I want Mario 64 without Rumble at the same time as Japan, or do I want to wait like 2 years and have it, with Rumble in Europe? I think I would have gone for the non-Rumble, non-reading out the letter version and had it way earlier, because man, Europe got absolutely shafted with the N64.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, the Rumble version didn't come out anywhere outside of Japan, so.
Oh right, yeah, that wasn't patched in the Western ones, was it at all?
No, not even close.
Never. So this is the first official English Rumble enhanced Mario.
Yeah, I think so. Unless they did some kind of wizardry on the North American or European Wii U eShop.
Yeah,
I don't think they did.
No. Now you mention it. There were things like that where they added Rumble to certain Virtual Console games. Now you mention it. Yeah.
Well, I know that the Japanese
some really weird things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Japanese Wii U version was this Rumble version. I know that for a fact. But
like they added fucking online to like one of the Puyo games or some crazy shit like that, right?
As a Street Fighter game on the Wii that got online support or something. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, I could talk about Mario 64 forever, so I won't. But if you guys out there, I hope you guys out there that have the game, hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I always like these retro type of compilations and stuff, and it's more or less well done. Mario Sunshine's Mario Sunshine, and people are going to hate it, and people are going to love it, and that's fine.
Nope.
I'm right in the middle. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just like, hey, that's a game.
What I think I retweeted another Twitter video about Sunshine semi recently. But like the effect when you're boosting across the water on Sunshine with the rocket pack or something like that. Mm-hmm. Because it's a 4x3 game, they only made the kind of the boost effect in a 4x3. And because this is converted to widescreen, right? Now it's widescreen. So the boost effect is like this little square in the middle of the screen. Mm-hmm. And then outside that, it's just clear. So it's like they haven't even updated, certain textures, certain things.
Oh yeah, I heard that when you play Sunshine, there's like a bunch of like cube 3D models just kind of strewn around the game. They had like no textures. They were just there for some weird development reason, but they're no longer transparent, I guess, in some cases. So you see these weird, ugly, out of place blocks on the edges of levels or something.
That's very, very rushed, isn't it? Yeah, they were put in there as like a debug thing, but like in the final ROM that they published, that those were hidden. But obviously, with tinkering around with this emulated version, they've obviously unhidden it or whatever. So it's like, oops. Yeah. There's also some like people falling through floor glitches and like hovering into a building, and they just go through the building and die. Things like that.
Are they going to get us a patch? Who knows?
We'll see.
A game that will no longer exist in 6 months. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it from me. So next up, Ty.
Yeah.
Might hit us up with a little bit of new business.
Yeah. Let's see. I've been playing the same old Lost of Dead by Daylight. I've been playing Streets of Rage 4. I'm closing in on getting all the fucking achievements. We got S rank on every level on hard.
Sweet.
And I beat arcade mode on hard. We can't continue through the whole game. It's kind of a success story, and God, that game is so fun, crazy fun. I know it's on Switch. I don't know if it's been on sale ever, but you should put that on your wish list. Sure, it's so good, and the music is stuck in my head all day.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and it recently got a patch.
Okay.
Like they retuned like the difficulty on a lot of things, and like right after they patched it, like I was getting hit by bosses in weird situations where I wasn't getting hit before. I'm like, oh shit, they changed that. But overall, it seems good. I think like the earlier levels are easier and the harder levels are harder. I think to overgeneralize what they did in the patch.
Okay.
Great. I don't know what else to say. It's such a good game. Man, having so many beat 'em ups to play in 2020 was not a problem I think I'd have. But here we go.
Yeah.
After I wrap it up, I'm gonna get started on River City Girls, I think.
On what's that?
River City Girls?
Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch it.
That game came out like a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Oh, and I've been
Streets of Rage 4 is currently $24.99 on the eShop.
A little pricey, but it's worth it because it's so good. And I've been playing the super popular meme game Among Us.
Right. How's that going, man?
It's fun.
Hmm.
It's fun. I would say you definitely need voice chat.
Okay, one of those, huh?
I played around a little bit just by myself, just to see what it was all about. It's cute. I get the idea. It's cool. I need to play with real humans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you're always playing with humans. So AI in this game.
I was just playing like the practice mode or something like that.
Oh yeah. The little mini games.
No one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of glad that's in the game. But it's not the most difficult thing in the world to do the little mini games.
It reminds me of another game. Was it called like Space Force or something like that, where you had to kind of cooperate with people and like adjust dials and push buttons, but like in coordination with each other?
I know what you're talking about. Wasn't it on the Wii U also?
I don't know. I think it was mainly a mobile game, but like
mobile. Okay.
It was kind of like Star Trek style vocabulary. So it was like, readjust the decombobulator to like level 6. You know, and you had to tell the other guy who had the recombobulator on his device, and he had to, push number 6 or something like that to give you the instructions. Among Us kind of reminds me of that, like some of the little tasks that you have to do are kind of like those kind of things.
Yeah.
But,
so
you're also killing people.
Right. So it's kind of like the Mafia game that you can play. It was popular on the Nintendo World Report forums and a lot of other forums, and you can even play it without any computers or anything at all.
This Mafia, yeah.
It's basically it's basically Mafia except with spaceship mini games. So it's kind of perfect. So I think we should try this on a game night or just whenever.
Definitely.
I would also say you need at least 5 players to have fun.
Okay.
Based on my...
Sorry, we got a comment from James Allen. Looks like Ty's been playing some more claw games in the past few weeks. Is that true or
yes?
False.
Yeah, like I said last time, this thing behind me is gonna fucking expand.
Oh yeah, I can see some animals, stuffed animals.
Yeah, I just threw them up there, just festive for the fucking. Maybe if I rotate this way, what can you see? Oh yeah, the big fucking cat. It just got that.
Not Big the cat.
Oh yeah, and I got the Evangelion girls here.
Mm-hmm.
Little cute bean-shaped people.
Okay, I thought it was Kirby with an eye patch. It's not, is it?
No, that's Asuka.
Obviously.
Asuka and Ray, and I got my fucking hamster. The other half of the hamster set is in the mail.
Gotcha.
What's that decaying pile of garbage in the corner? That's cool. Where's that from?
Oh, that's from my old apartment.
All right. Oh, that's actual garbage. Okay, my mistake.
Yeah. No, it's just like unpacked. There's stuff that isn't unpacked yet. Hey, don't miss the fucking Meowth up in the corner there.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, so I still have things to unpack and fucking put in my tiny ass apartment. But
a tale eternally retold.
Progress is being made.
Yeah.
That's a whole ass futon set in that blue box there that I should probably just toss.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
Thanks. What else? I'm just saying we should play Among Us.
Okay.
Yeah, it's free on mobile, and you can play with your PC friends or whatever. It's all cross-play. It should be on Switch.
One of these days.
It's just a game you can play on a tablet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I like having it like a keyboard or a controller to move. It's very nice.
It's currently not on any of the consoles?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's like there's a fancy Steam version, $5, and like free on mobile, and I guess there's ads.
Okay.
Yeah, it would make most sense to go on Switch. I think. I'm sure the devs are up for that. You should send them an email, Ty.
Yeah, they said they're working on Among Us 2 because this game is actually like 2 years old, but it didn't like blow up in popularity until like this past month.
Okay.
So maybe the new one will be fancier and fix some of the weird problems they have. It has like servers, and they kind of tend to explode, or just have like all sorts of matchmaking fuck ups. I don't know if they're ever going to fix that, or they're just going to go right to the new game. And maybe future proof it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. Huh?
Yep. So I think that'll do it for me, unless you want to hear about Dead by Daylight for another hour.
Next.
All right. James, how about you wrap us up?
Yeah, I don't really have much new business. You could almost just skip me. Like I played a whole bunch of garbage for the Summer of Garbage. I mean Summer of Streams. But I don't think you want to hear about them. I mean, it's probably best to just watch the videos. There's 4 games I played the last couple of days. Castle Pals, which is like a platformer where you can, 2 characters. It's like Streets of Rage, but like bargain basement garbage version. Clash Force, which is like a bargain basement garbage version of Battletoads.
Okay.
Seeing
trend here.
Distraint 2, which is like a point and click adventure game. But actually, I think me and Danny played it at Bit Summit like 3 years ago.
Wait, what's it called again?
Distraint 2. If you saw from the name, you wouldn't remember it, but if you saw it, you would know what I mean. It's kind of like little bobble-headed, big-headed characters, but it's like a horror game, and you can go through like a spooky house and stuff like that.
Okay, sure.
And then Rogue Cube, which is like a twin stick shooter where you're playing a cube and everything's randomly generated.
Okay.
It's nothing to write home about, but you can watch my hilarious stream about those games. Streams about those games, very short because the game's not that good. Real life interesting stuff. I mean, we started doing our vlogs, video blogs, Life in Japan. And the first one I did was about Mario 35th anniversary merch that have recently been like coming out in Japan. So I did like a tour of my local game shop, and there's a whole bunch of cool stuff. You should check that out. And I got a whole bunch of other things in the pipeline, which should be published on a hopefully regular schedule. And little preview of the next one is going to be about an arcade which just suddenly popped up in my town.
Oh, cool.
Which is something you don't really hear in the year 2020. And it's like,
right.
Oh, there's a new arcade in my town. It's like, what? Usually it's like my arcade got closed down or detonated to the ground
in 1989.
Yeah, exactly right. And interestingly, there's actually a Capcom store inside it with like a whole bunch of like cool merch in there. And a whole bunch of arcades, like music arcade games that Ty probably knows. And,
let's go.
Well, obviously a whole bunch of claw games as well, but like, regular ass arcade games, like, fighting games and shooting games, all that kind of stuff. So I did a quick tour of that, and that is going to be made into a vlog in the future. I was wearing a mask, don't worry. Wash my hands. Everyone else was wearing a mask too, as it is the done thing in Japan, which is nice.
That's right. Yeah, but seriously, you guys, you should check out that video. It's really cool. Lots of cool stuff. James did a really awesome job on that, and check it out.
Thanks very much. Yeah, check it out. Yeah. Life in Japan, the series. Yes. Yeah, we'll be taking suggestions from our patrons, of course, for like future Life in Japan vlogs that they want to see, and we'll be reading comments for the public as well, and get any ideas. Of course, our patrons always get priority.
We'll probably keep it rated at least or at the highest PG-13, because if it gets too raunchy, then you can't really host that on YouTube. So.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Immediate first suggestion is like Love Hotel. Right. Yeah. It's going to be something like that. Right?
You can go to a Love Hotel. I mean, just go by yourself. It's not that big of a deal. You're like, hey, check this out. And just anyways. I was thinking of
Right.
like more seedy things than that, but
okay.
anyway.
But yeah, no new video games. I installed a whole bunch of stuff, but I haven't got around to playing it, so I'm not going to talk about it today. But anyway, Danny says we got a whole bunch of news to talk about, so it's probably for the best.
Okay.
Next.
Well, next we're going to go ahead and move on to now playing at the Famicast.com. Now playing at the Famicast.com, always lots of different stuff going up on our website and our YouTube and all that stuff. So we're going to tell you all about it. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you all about it, kid. Listen up. All right.
Yes. So like I've already kind of mentioned earlier in the show, we already have some impressions up of basically the entirety of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars for all the individual games, so you can check that out. There's also a little bit of retro stuff in there as well, so if you're into that, you're probably going to be pretty excited to see some of that stuff.
Danny putting his shelf to a good use.
Dude, it feels so good to actually be able to get this stuff off the shelf and just get it out there, even if it's like just me rewatching the video over and over again like 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. It's there. No, but other than that, there is, I know you guys love it. Some people do that have been watching us, watching the channel. But there is more baseball out there, and I've recorded some footage, put that up there, and I recorded something else today. This is for a game called Famicast. It originally came out like on the Famicom, obviously back in the day. It was a basis for RBI Baseball, but the series is still alive today in Japan and going strong. Just came out with this 2020 version, so you can check that out. So, James, what else do we got, man?
Yeah, well, I kind of already mentioned it in my in my new business. That was my new business. So I got the first vlog, which is the tour of the game shop and all the Mario 35th anniversary stuff, and then the summer of streams games going strong. I don't know how many games are in the playlist now. Probably about 8 or 9, and yeah, I'll be doing some more of those. So yeah, please check it out.
Cool. Also, Metal Mike in the chat, hey, great vid, JC. Love all that life in Japan stuff, especially during these quarantine times. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
That's right. So, risking my life for you. Well, not really. I'm wearing a mask. I'm washing my hands. So, yeah, and avoiding people.
That's what he says. I don't believe him. I don't believe a word.
Social distance.
All this and more at Famicast.com and on YouTube.
The cam.
All right, boys. James?
Yeah, time of that Japanese.
That's right, guys. It's time for the Japanese. This is where we're talking about all the latest comings and goings of Nintendo in Japan, or not Nintendo and not Japan. This is kind of like with this first little bit of news here. And Ty, this is definitely, and like not even being facetious here, this is definitely something that is like up your alley for real now.
Xbox.
Yeah. So could you take this first news story that we have?
All right, boys. Guess what? Couple days before Microsoft opened pre-orders for the Xbox One X Series X, they whipped out their dick and they said, "Hey, we bought Bethesda. We didn't even just buy Bethesda. We bought their parent company."
Yeah.
So what all is under that umbrella? We got, Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein. You got Elder Scrolls. Got Fallout. Got Prey, which was like my pick for best game last year, I think, just randomly. What else? Dishonored.
Right. I think that was Game of the Decade talk, wasn't it, Ty? Like
yeah.
One of the games of one of the years.
Yeah. 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 It was probably like 2 or 3 years. This is a good game. So anyway, Microsoft owns all that shit now, and I believe they also said it's all going to be on Game Pass. Like when the new games come out, they will instantly go to Game Pass.
Yep.
Let's see, Bethesda and whatever they have some like ongoing projects that were like on PS5 and whatever, and I think they're just going to fulfill those contracts. The ones that are obligated to. That I think that's what they said. And then it's back to Big Daddy Microsoft.
That's better than what they did with Rare. Like we bought Rare. It's like all those Nintendo things can get fucked. They're all on Xbox now, bitches. See ya.
Right?
So they're not doing that this time. Well, maybe they're more friends with Nintendo these days, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if stuff makes it to the Switch, or
I was kind of
that talk of like Game Pass like coming to Switch in some form.
I was kind of joking when I said, does this mean Doom Guy in Smash is more or less likely to happen? And I don't know. What do you think?
It's hard to say. It's more likely he'll be in the next Killer Instinct. What up?
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
Or a Doom Halo mashup.
Oh yeah. So,
I was gonna.
somebody else made that point. Like there's like the Fallout, and then like the not Fallout games, like what was it called, Outer Worlds, and all that, and like all these developers that have split ways, they're now under the same umbrella again. So like we could see like a new Fallout from Obsidian, like with their good ass writers.
True.
Not the terrible ass Bethesda writers.
Yeah. And actually, that's an interesting point, Ty, because I was checking, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about this on Twitter and elsewhere and stuff.
No doubt.
And somebody's bringing up a point. It's like, okay, Bethesda has made a lot of really amazing games. Skyrim is great. Fallout was really great, and, stuff like that. But then they were saying at the same time, it's like past tense, those games were great. And then they kind of kept saying like, okay, what is some of the great things Bethesda has done aside from Doom recently? Made a fucked up, Fallout game, and just like a bunch of other kind of like a bunch of misses and stuff like that. But like you said, with some of these guys maybe actually getting back together, if that is the case, unless they decide to leave or something, maybe it could be like the reliving of the good old days or something. Who knows?
Right, like what was that? The not Skyrim game that those guys were making. But it was announced in the last couple of months. It was
Starfield.
I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. It was
Witcher 3.
No, it was in the Xbox games reveal like from a few months ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is Xbox exclusive, and it was basically like an answer to Elder Scrolls, but that now they have Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, they've and now like Outer Worlds and Fallout. It's like, yeah, you have the game and like the unofficial spin-offs of the game. Now they're all together again. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Kind of a wild consolidation, if you ask me.
Yeah. And it is crazy too, because I mean, like you mentioned earlier, and the stories and stuff say that all of this stuff is going to be available on Game Pass. If you think about Game Pass, you have to remember that anytime there's some kind of like a new game that comes out, that's available day and date on Game Pass for just the fee of Game Pass, which is incredible. And then there are some people online who are trying to say $70 for a game is you're paying for art. It's beautiful. Like what? I don't know. Some people were trying to make some really weird points about that, but whatever.
Oh man, the video game economics are so weird. Like, game budgets have blown up so much, but they've been like the same price for like 30 years.
Well, I mean, think about it, man. Like, from the 360 generation, it kicked up to 60. And it's been that since 2005.
What do you mean the 360
well,
generation?
Okay. I know.
Super Nintendo games were like up to and including $84.99 in the United States.
I know, but I'm saying like, well, if we want to get like that, it's like, okay, well, Japan, if you want to buy like a Square Enix game, it's going to be like 9,000 to 10,000 yen, because there's no, what I mean? There's no decided upon price. I'm just talking about like recent history where.
Okay. Quick interjection there. The 3 generations Nintendo had games at $50. GameCube, Wii, and Wii U games didn't go over 50. Only with Switch did they go to 60. Or back, well, you might say back to 60, right? Because they were 60, like with the N64 or whatever, right? So
video games have not been adjusted for inflation, and that's basically what I'm trying to say.
Sure,
Switch
we are
Pro,
lucky to pay the prices we do now. That might be a controversial opinion, but
I
think it's the truth. considering like the budgets that games have now.
Yeah. And like, especially these big, AAA studios, if they don't sell like, millions and millions of copies, it's considered a flop. Let's say even they sell like 2 million copies. They're like, oh, this really did terrible for us. We're going to cancel the series and fire like hundreds of people. Like it's freaking brutal, dude.
Tomb Raider was like that, right? Square Enix said that, right? It sold like 2 million. It was like, it's a failure.
Yeah.
Right. So we're a couple of Capcom games, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken and maybe Street Fighter 5. They sold millions, and that was still under expectation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then and then you get like some indie game with like $100,000 budget that sells millions. Holy shit, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also on the same topic as Xbox. So I know a lot of people out there, maybe some of you guys listening and stuff too. You might have been lucky enough to secure your Xbox pre-order and stuff like that for the S or the X. Here in Japan, those pre-orders actually start up on Friday on the 25th. So I imagine that's going to be a little bit easier to nab one of those here.
Yeah, hopefully. I will report in. I'm going to try to put down a pre-order for the Xbox Series X Big Boy Edition on the official Microsoft site in Japan. Cool. I will let you know how it goes. Yeah. Apparently, like everything blew up in the US. Like,
oh yeah. And then on places like Amazon, people have freaking bought Xbox One X's and like, I got it. And like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I wonder if that was all part of the plan,
dude.
We were calling Microsoft dumb for months for their naming scheme, but today the bear trap has snapped shut. And they have moved their existing stock of Xbox One X.
It's perfectly planned. Gotta love it.
I wonder if they're releasing like the Series X and the Series S at the same time, so they can technically call the next Xbox the Xbox 6 and be in parity with PlayStation.
Sure.
Sure. Just a random thought that crossed my mind.
Ty, quick question. Is Master Chief in Killer Instinct?
No. But the Arbiter is.
It'd be weird if Doom Guy and Master Chief both get put into Killer Instinct, because aren't they just pretty much the same thing?
Yeah.
Like helmeted Space Marine with a gun.
Yeah, green helmet, Space Marine. I kind of feel like in the more recent Doom game, they did kind of make him a little more visually distinct. They made him more of like a muscle man kind of guy.
It'd be like Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. It's like, come on. It's pretty much the same dude.
Pretty much the same, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to pre-order one of these or not, because like, I don't know, something about the PS5. There's just a lot of missteps and stuff like that. And for whatever reason, Microsoft's console just seems like a better buy. But at the same time, too, I'm thinking like, well, I don't really need either of these things. So I don't know. Like, if I can just go to my local shop here in town and just like literally pick up a ticket and not throw any money down, maybe I'll do it. And then if I don't want it, I just don't have to do anything,
Oh, yeah. Yes. Join me on the Xbox side.
Yeah. Used to be an Xbox guy, man. Love the 360. It's a great system.
Right. Still is a great system.
Yeah, I guess so.
I have 5.
I have 3. But
this sounds like a really good timing to like talk about the that article on Kotaku where they interviewed all the Japanese gamers about the Xbox Series X.
Right,
that
sure.
was golden, wasn't it?
Yeah. What are some of the quotes on that one, James? Do you remember?
I retweeted a bunch of them, but
yeah,
they were, I don't know, all negative, but like, I don't know, 60 to 70% negative. There were some guys who were excited about it, but one of my favorites was like, don't like only hentai fans buy Xbox, or aren't they just made for Americans?
Right,
like,
because Idolmaster was exclusive to Xbox for years.
Yeah, yeah.
And so was what was that weird game? I streamed it once. Dream Club.
Dream Club.
Right? It's a hostess club simulator.
Basically,
it's a hostess club simp simulator.
Okay.
The image of Xbox has not changed since the 360. Basically, is what I got out of it is that the image is very much the hentai nerd, shut in, loner single guy who never goes out and plays games all day. That's the impression they have in Japan.
I think if you just boil it down to just like basics, aside from exclusives and Game Pass, it's basically the same box as like a PlayStation, but
Right.
In Japan, just because it's not a Japanese thing, they're not going to bite,
Yeah,
and like you said, there are times whenever I think that there are some exclusives that will release on the PlayStation as opposed to the Xbox, just because Japanese people won't buy it. But will they not buy it? Just it's like a chicken and the egg type of thing. But then again, like Ty said, Microsoft really tried to go all in, man, but it just wasn't happening.
I think the reverse thing did happen in the 80s. I think in like Atari kind of time I'm talking about, like Atari. Yeah. I think having a Japanese thing in an American household there was a certain kind of racialism at the time. Like people were like, oh, I don't want this foreign thing in my household. But like
some people got still like that with cars and stuff like that too.
Right.
Seriously, like I need American muscle. It's like, hey man, that's cool. I like American muscle cars, but I like good gas mileage too. So
what I'm saying is in 35 years time, Japan will get over that racism and they will accept American consoles. So yeah. 2055, Xbox is going to be a hit in Japan.
Give it 50 years, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Well, cool. Any finishing words on any of this stuff? Anything else you guys want to say that hasn't been said yet?
The PS5 has one USB port, and Xbox One Series X has 2 or 3 or 4.
No, which is it?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
It has enough for fighting game tournaments. So.
Okay. Cool.
Shit. Let me get my pre-order in now. Shit. Go.
Right.
Or right. USB. Shit.
Hey, it's a big concern for fighting game players. Nobody uses a wireless controller. You can't. It's like insane to try to have a tournament with wireless controllers because you have fuckos shitting the place up constantly. So there's a possibility that the Xbox will be the choice of the fighting game community again.
Okay,
that'd be interesting. They could just hide it between the servers and stuff. Like people wouldn't even know, right?
No, I mean like when offline events happen.
Yeah, like in Japan, they could even do it in Japan, right? Because they could just pretend that like it's not the game console. It's like no, that's just the server that we're doing the streaming for people watching at home. It's not a game console. Just don't look at it. Forget about it. And people will worry about it, right?
All right. Well, all right. We're good. Let's close down the Microsoft talk for now. And let's move on to some Nintendo stuff. So obviously, as you guys know out there was a Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase that happened just last week, the September edition. And we had a pretty big game get announced right off the bat. And James, do you want to read about that?
Yeah, actually, this was the first showcase I didn't watch.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just kind of watched the trailers after the fact. I watched the last 5 or whatever.
Okay. Like I watched the Japanese one because I was thinking like, okay, I wonder how different this is going to be, and not much different apparently, but yeah.
Here we go. So Nintendo kicked off the September showcase by showing off the latest entry into the Monster Hunter series, Monster Hunter Rise. It's not called like Rises or Rising in other countries, is it? It's just Rise.
I don't think so.
Okay. Which is coming to Switch in March next year, 2021. March 26, 2021. So is that like at the end of the financial year or the start of the next one?
End of the financial year should end on like March 31st or 30th, 30th, whatever. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
End of March.
Clever boys at Capcom. There was a Monster Hunter Direct immediately after with additional details. The game is being built from the ground up for the Switch, unlike the previous release, the Generations on Switch, which was an up-resed port of the 3DS game.
Literally, that's not even a joke.
Yeah. And this game will not be open world, but it will be built on exploration mechanics found in Monster Hunter World. This means no loading between different regions, and the game will receive post-launch content and support. Not only that, But another interesting tidbit was revealed that the game is running on the Resident Evil engine, the same one used in Resident Evil 7, and is targeting 30 frames a second. All right. Yeah, I also heard that they're not numbering this one. Like from now on, they're not really going to number Monster Hunter games because they're going to have maybe these two branches. The Monster Hunter World branch and the Rise branch. So you can forget about numbers going forward, I think, which is interesting. I mean, the trailer that I saw, the hunter was using a kind of almost like a Samus grapple beam to get across the environments.
Yeah.
Of course, it didn't look as good as Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World is an incredible looking game. This was obviously a lot cut back, but it did look good and looks way better than the fucking 3DS up port that came out 3 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's a good idea. I mean, this is kind of what we predicted and kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
Like something less beautiful, but like works well on the Switch. So people can do the full high school boy meetup in McDonald's kind of thing that it was so popular, right? I mean, it's coming back. Probably.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, optimized for the Switch, something that's actually built for the ground up for the Switch. This hasn't happened for a while. I mean, and then I think this is more attractive to Capcom and the developers because, making a game like Monster Hunter World, I mean, they have to add in like 4K support for, PlayStation Pro and, Xbox Series X and stuff. So like that costs a lot of money. And, when they were pumping out stuff on the 3DS, those weren't even HD. So, and they were selling millions. So they're making money hand over fist. Basically, I don't have any idea what the development costs were on those games. I mean, I imagine it was pretty expensive, but not as expensive as it would have been to make like a PlayStation 4 or Xbox game. And like, this is kind of in the same vein. Like Capcom can actually get something going on the Switch for a hell of a lot less money than what it would cost to develop something on one of these higher end, like, on a PS5 or, Xbox Series X and stuff like that. So it's smart. And it's like you said, James, this is something that I think we could all see coming. It was just kind of a matter of when.
Yeah, I think this is going to do gangbusters in Japan. And it might do all right in the West as well. Danny, you didn't write it in the agenda, but there also, was it 3 amiibos coming out with this game?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and you can like unlock extra armor or something like that. And if you pre-order, you can also get extra armor or something like that. They are going to, like you said, they're going to have DLC, right? Paid? Is it going to, there's some free DLC, but also some paid DLC? Or like, is it just pre-order the game and you get some extra skins? Something like that. I don't know.
I wasn't exactly clear on that, but
maybe follow Gaijin Hunter on Twitter. He probably knows about that. He's probably made like 5 videos about it.
Yeah, there are some guys out there that know a hell of a lot more about this and that care a lot more about this than we do. I mean, like I said, I mean, we're not like huge Monster Hunter guys here, but at the same time, I think we can appreciate what this is doing for the fans and like what this is doing, for the platform and stuff too. So,
but Monster Hunter World is crazy popular. I mean, with my students, if they say they got a PS4, I immediately say, do you have Monster Hunter World? And it's like, yeah, that's why I bought the console, or that's the first game I bought with the console.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It's pretty crazy. So yeah, Rise could be like that for the Switch.
Yeah. Well, just continuing on the Monster Hunter train, James, you want to go ahead and just take the next one there too, man?
Oh, Mark Harrison says Nintendo are publishing Rise in Europe.
That might be, actually, that's an interesting thing. Oh my God. Oh, that might be bad news, James. Okay.
Japanese only.
Oh yeah. That happens a lot, right? Koei Tecmo, whenever they publish something in Japan and Nintendo publishes in the West, then like for whatever reason they just leave Japanese as the only language for the Japanese version of the game. I mean, it makes sense because it's obviously targeting the Japanese audience, and like 99.9% of the people living here speak Japanese perfectly. So yeah, but
I look forward to playing the English demo for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So Capcom, more Capcom news. They also announced Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, Hamitsu no Tsubasa, which is coming to Switch as well in the summer of next year, 2021. The original game, which is a 3DS game, in case you forgot, came out October 2016 in Japan and 2017 elsewhere. It's a spin-off of the main Monster Hunter series, featuring an anime aesthetic and a different way to play. Players take the role of a rider, and battles take place in a turn-based style of play. And the human characters battle alongside the monsters, which can be befriended through experience. There's also something about eggs. I remember playing a demo and carrying eggs somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
This one looks a little bit more grown up than the 3DS one.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's definitely still anime, but like it's, they're a little bit more grown up anime. Before they were literally like little chibi characters, weren't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was anime. It was literally an anime series that was targeted at kids, and it went on for about a year. And I was just doing some searching just yesterday before, I was kind of getting some of the notes ready, and it was interesting. It looks like Nintendo of France actually hosts some of that series like on their YouTube. Like, wow. I'm assuming in French.
In French, right?
Yeah. But that was interesting because I remember when the series was on, because I bought the game like right at launch when it came out in 2016, because what the hell's we're going to be playing? There's nothing on the Wii U. No, but and it was cool. I didn't beat it, but I liked the mechanics. I thought it was different enough, but still like in the kind of Monster Hunter universe. So it was just kind of cool just to see like a different take on the world and just like a different place for characters and stuff like that to be in it.
Yeah. Cute.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting though, because like releasing both these on the Switch, it's, I don't know, it's like some overlap there. You know what I mean? It's like the same guys might want to buy both of those, but they might only choose one to buy one.
Yeah.
Like not teenagers, but maybe 12, 13 years old. They could go either way, right?
Sure.
With these games. The younger kids, maybe they'll go for stories too, but
again, they might want to just play the same thing that their older brother or whatever is playing too. So
Capcom might end up eating their own lunch there, but
right.
See how we go. All goes in the same kitty. Next one's a Microsoft game. So, Ty.
Oh yeah, I love Microsoft. Where are we at? Yes, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Noted Xbox game was announced and released the day of the event. And now you can get it for 3,500 yen on the Japanese eShop. There you go.
Yeah.
And you also play it right now on Game Pass on the Microsoft Xbox.
Yeah, they just kind of just dropped it, which is interesting. And they also said, I'm pretty sure they said this in the Western one too, but there's like a collector's set that they're going to be releasing physically on the Switch with both Ori 1 and Ori 2. Looks pretty nice, like pretty slick packaging and stuff. So,
have you played this one, Ty?
I think I played it for a couple minutes, maybe. Not really my kind of game, but okay.
I thought it supposed to run like shit on the Xbox. I hope they fixed it.
That was weird, right? That's what people were saying, and I was thinking, like, how?
Yeah, I remember at the time the developer said this is probably never coming to the Switch because it just wouldn't run. And then just to hear it just appear like that, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
There's I watched what is it called? Those guys, maybe not Game Explained, the other technical guys, the Digital Foundry. I think they've done a video about this, and I just watched a few seconds of it, but I think they're taking out a lot of the foliage and backgrounds, so it's slightly fewer things going on at once to make it run Switch.
Yeah, I think one of the devs on Twitter said that on the Switch it runs at 60 frames a second, and they must have they do a lot of optimizing to get this running. Nintendo should take note for some of their own first-party games like Xenoblade to get the stuff worked out, but that might be asking a little bit too much.
I mean, that's cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And I'll take this last little one here too. Of course, something that we've known about for a while, but Hades, noted game that the Sega, aka Scott adores, is available now on the eShop in the West, but not until the winter in Japan. So if you want to get this game and you speak English, you should probably speak English if you're watching this. But you can go ahead and just pick that up. But gamers in Japan are going to have to wait a little bit. It's kind of disappointing. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Scott talked about this game a lot, and I'm interested, but I don't know. And then at the same time, like roguelikes kind of piss me off sometimes. But this one actually seemed like a little bit more fair, I guess. But
yeah, I saw some nice comments on Twitter about it. Like people who bought it, like they hated roguelikes, they hate these kind of games, but this is really clicking and it's really awesome. So I don't know. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well,
other news.
Yeah, we do have a couple of other little bits of news here. Sorry.
Well, Dan, you got to take the next one, right?
Oh yeah, I got to take this one. So, noted game, Fair Missions Hind, the helicopter action game that's been on the Switch and like PS4, Xbox, Steam for years. It just got announced. Well, it just got released in Europe last week, and is currently coming to North America on September 24th. We talked about this in a couple of episodes back. You're taking control of what's called like a Hind helicopter, like these Russian kind of like battle helicopters and stuff. And in this third-person action game,
right,
it's pretty
it should
cool.
Be instantly familiar to fans of Metal Gear.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There it is. But
what the hell is a Hind?
A Hind.
Yeah, but hey, if you want to control a Hind with various weaponry and all that stuff, this might be the game for you. It's definitely not perfect. Check out my review, or just check out like some gameplay and stuff too. It's not bad, but yeah,
it's not good.
Didn't say that. It is fun. It is fun, but it can be kind of fucked up sometimes. But
it is a game.
It is a video game. All right. Well, James, do you want to take this next little batch of news here?
Oh, and what have we got here? Super Famicom, Famicom and Super Famicom Online have both been updated as of today, September 23rd. So in Japan, we get Donkey Kong Country 2, noted amazing game, Wild Guns, Fire Emblem, and Super Tennis. So this is the Super Famicom version of Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
so
it's like I think this is the first. I forgot, and I couldn't read that. I thought it was something, the sword of something. I don't remember.
Okay, and then the West gets DKC2 as well. Mario's Picross, the Super Famicom version, is coming onto the Western SNES app, and the Peacekeepers, which I've never heard of. What the hell is the Peacekeepers? Does anyone know?
No. Wait, is that a beat 'em up that got its name changed from Japan?
Might be.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
And then in the West on the NES, we get SCAT, Cybernetic Active.
Oh yeah. Peacekeepers is Rushing Beat.
Okay.
The third one.
Okay. The third one.
And like they ported all these games to America, and they all had different names. Like the first one was Rival Turf, the second one was Brawl Brothers, and this one is the Peacekeepers, and it's all the same series. I think I played Brawl Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, holy shit, I recognize that box art. So yeah, like it's one of the three Rushing Beat.
Okay. Yeah, I might have seen that on like a Wii U listing or something like that or whatever before. But yeah, actually, some of the guys in the chat are getting kind of excited too because James Allen really looking forward to replaying and finally completing DKC 2 in the next few weeks. Yeah, great freaking game.
Never completed DKC 2? Oh my god. Get on it.
I know I never like completed it. I don't think
you suck.
Well, thank you. I don't think I ever got 100% or anything.
I did it multiple times.
Yeah, like growing up, I had two brothers and like one of my best friends who would come over all the time and we'd play. And actually that was always a great thing about DKC and like most video games, like 3 different save slots or whatever. So that was always kind of handy when that was the case. But yeah, man, like we tried, but I think my older brother might have been the one that actually cleared it with everything. But I just kind of had to watch, at that point. But yeah, moving on here, we have one little last bit of news here, and this is actually kind of a sad one, actually. And Ty, do you want to read this last little bit of news there, man?
Oh yeah, Nintendo announces the end of production of 3DS system, all of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
models.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
So if you want a new one, like get it while it's still on the shelf.
Yeah, for real, man, for real. So it's, yeah, sorry, I'm monkeying around with some stuff here. But yeah, when I first saw the news, I thought they were just trying to say that, oh, it was just the original model or something that was, done or something like that.
I
But
thought that was done a long time ago.
yeah, then I was kind of thinking like, yeah, I think that is, but no, it's everything is just done. So,
Okay.
and
Well,
it's yeah, it's weird because, well, I don't know if weird is the right word for it, but the 3DS has a pretty strong connection to the Famicast because, yeah, man, like basically our first episode, was based around the launch of the system.
3DS Ghetto, I believe was the title.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
But
Nintendo are good at this, aren't they? They wait until the consoles like reached 80 million, 90 million, and then it's like, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. See you later.
yeah.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with someone on Twitter about this, but like the thing that Sony are really good at that Nintendo are not good at is like repackaging or remarketing a system to kind of push the console to go a little bit further. So like they did that with the PS2 and the PS3. That's how the PS3 caught up with the 360. Is that they didn't give up. They did a slim PS3. They packaged it with other games, and they pushed it, and eventually it was neck and neck, right, with the 360. Even though 360 had a massive lead, they caught up. And with the PS2, they
kept releasing FIFA on it until like I don't remember the last. It might have been like 2010 or 2012 or something ridiculous like that.
with the PS2 SingStar, and then they released that camera thing. I forgot what it's called, the PS2 camera, and they had like the singing games and they had the dancing games, and it basically became like a Wii kind of thing. And people just bought it as like a cheap DVD player. Yeah. And then it pushed like 120 million in the end.
Oh yeah, something like that.
And
for sure.
Nintendo are not good at that. They could have done that with the Wii, but they didn't. They're just like, nah, fuck it, 100 million, that's good enough for us. See you later.
Yeah, it is weird because, like you said, Nintendo with their systems, it's going pretty strong, and it just drops off a cliff. Like it's not a gradual slowdown. It's just boom, you're dead.
Right. Xbox a little bit different situation because, like, the first Xbox, it never really got started, and Xbox One was kind of dead from the start. But
they don't give up. In a Sony kind of a sense, I mean, Xbox One kind of played catch up, and it's not awful, in terms of sales.
Yeah, they don't tell us that, do they? They don't want people to know. It's funny. Ty, do you know how many Xbox Ones there are in the world?
Nope. Like I kind of know like by region. North America does pretty good. Japan not so good. Yeah. Europe, who cares?
Right. Well, better than Japan, I think. Europe.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, that's actually going to do it for the news. And one thing I want to say before we go on to the next segment, TGS is actually happening like this week. Obviously not like, on-site TGS or anything like that, but there's going to be a lot of like streams and stuff like that are going on from individual companies. So expect some information to be out about that. I think I saw something that Koei Tecmo is going to be doing some kind of a stream for the new Hyrule Warriors, like over the weekend, like on September 26th and 27th. So
yeah, there's going to be a couple of streams about that. So there'll be a lot more information about the what's it called, Calamity, something of Calamity,
Age of Calamity. Yeah,
there'll be a lot more info after this episode has gone live.
yeah. I think Capcom's actually kicking off their stuff this evening, early. I don't know what they're doing, but who knows?
Man, TGS seems such a long time ago, doesn't it? I don't know if you know, but I saw it. But I retweeted an old picture of like you and Cyrus, like waiting to go in. Was it 2017? Maybe
17. Yep.
Good times. Cyrus was still here. The world was still here. Good times.
Yeah. Though I think shortly after that picture, Cyrus, what was that the year before? I don't know, but he had like a hot dog and it like made him throw up.
Really?
Something like that, man. Yeah.
Wow.
He was telling me, because one of those days I went to one of those TGSs. I was really hungover. It was awful. I thought I was going to throw up on the train ride to TGS. I didn't, and then Cyrus threw up in my place, I guess, after eating that hot dog. Thank you, Cyrus.
Cool. Oh, I didn't know we were sharing TGS stories. That's cool.
Vomit story.
Yeah. Was it? I don't know if it was last year or a couple of years ago when I bumped into Kenny Omega and the 8-4 gang, and they were like all. I think Toby Fox was there, but secretly, and nobody knows what he looks like anyway. So I think they were kind of promoting Undertale, which reminds me there was an Undertale concert, and there was some news on Deltarune. Toby Fox did a big blog update about Deltarune, how that's going. Chapter 2 is like, I don't know, like 80 or 90% complete. Ty, did you read the same blog post?
I don't think so.
Okay, but anyway, it is progressing, but like because he does most of it himself, like completely on his own, these things take a while. It sounds like maybe there'll be 3 chapters, I think. I think that's what it sounded like from the blog, but yeah. Anyway, maybe more news later this year about that. So it should be interesting. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that is going to do it for the news. So let's go ahead and move on to the next segment of the show, which is James.
Garbage time.
Garbage day.
All right then. Yes, there was a little bit of a hiatus last episode for reasons. The garbage got to me. I just couldn't take it. But I'm recovered. And my
like
garbage...
Super Shredder and Turtles 2, fist right out of the dump.
Yeah.
No.
My garbage immunity came back to me.
Yes.
So yeah, we're going to delve in. Actually, we're going to do it live. We're doing it live. This episode. So yeah, you can tell me. You can actually pick out the game for yourself if you see something that interests you. We can do that. Are we okay? Are we live here? Can we see everything?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool. So here we are, right at the bottom of the garbage, and we're going to start with. Oh, they've got the timer. Have you noticed that, Danny?
Yeah.
That's a thing that was added to the American one kind of semi-recently. It's been on the Japanese one for a long time, right?
Yeah. It must have been here really recently, because I remember I was perusing the North American shop here within the past month, and I noticed that. Yeah, so good addition.
We've had that one, Jigsaw Masterpieces for 9 cents. I don't think anyone's interested in that one. Ding Dong XL, we've had that one. Color Grid.
Wait, is Jigsaw Masterpieces a spin-off of the Saw movie series?
Well, I'm going to have to find out now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Okay, Ty wanted it. Oh, they got the Mario eShop. I forgot about that. That's cool. Jigsaw Masterpieces is based on the Saw franchise. Yeah, you're right, Ty.
Oh man, is that's some stolen anime pictures? Go back to the screenshots. I assume that you just like put together puzzles.
Holy shit.
Oh wow, they have some pretty big ones. They're not like the shitty 12-piece puzzles I was expecting.
The Mona Lisa. Is Mona Lisa like what do you call it? Like license free at this point? I don't think it is.
I'm sure. I think it's part of the public
domain. Is it public domain?
I don't know.
Man, it's just got like a mouse cursor, isn't it? It's just ported over.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I don't think that one can go in the bag. It's not even a game.
Yeah,
Color Grid. Right. Color Grid looks like a game. In quotation marks. Connect the lines to make colors and reflect the lasers off the mirrors and stuff, right?
Oh, looks confusing.
Color Grid is
a puzzle game.
It's a puzzle game about mixing colors in a lab. Find the correct positions for your lasers and mirrors to get the right mix of colors in each material. It's 9 cents. What's the worst that could happen?
I don't know, man.
Okay, I'm going to put that one in just in giggles.
It's a lot of money.
Super Bit Blaster XL. A lot of these little shooter games kind of get blended together in my mind. 97% off, though. Come on, let's check it out. Oh, it's a super throwback to the classic quarter-eating arcade games from the 80s. Okay.
Huh.
Let's
That
see what that can mean. Okay. Yeah, it's a twin-stick shooter. It looks okay.
It's asteroids.
Yeah, it's asteroids, but with more colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not. It looks. I don't know why the enemies look like sperm, though. Don't know why that was necessary.
I can explain that.
Well, Little Tokyo said, "What happens at TGS stays at TGS" in the comments. So let's just leave it at that.
Fair enough. Yeah, 9 cents for asteroids. Why the hell not? 18 cents.
James Allen has a real banger here. This is the proper bottom of the garbage bag soaked in bin juice.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, I might give some garbage away actually at the end of this segment. So stay tuned. Swarm Riders, 19 cents. I don't believe we've had this one. It's been a while. Swarm Riders, here it is. No, this
looks, that looks pretty metal.
That is very metal, isn't it? But what the hell? This is such a bad screenshot to have on the eShop. What are they doing here? It's just like a pixelated cloud. It's like, what?
I wonder if it's one of these things that actually looks good in motion.
A machine gun swarm surfing minigame. Okay. Well, I could try to play the video, but it might be.
Wait, did that description say players can expect a few minutes of gameplay?
A few minutes.
No, go back to the description.
Okay, let's just see if we can get this moving here.
All right.
Fantasy violence, rated E for everyone. Okay, so it's like a twin stick shooter. But why is it so messy and what? It's so bad. It's like way too zoomed in, and it's just like all you can see is a cloud. What did you say, Ty?
Read the description there.
Oh, players can expect a few minutes of elegant gameplay. You're right. Holy shit.
I told you.
Well, there you go. For 19 cents for a few minutes of gameplay. There it is.
Just a few. Okay, great.
No, I don't think that one's going in, to be honest. Ludomania. If you don't want to spend $40 on the 51 classics, Nintendo classics, just buy one of those 51 games for 20 cents.
Nice.
Yeah, this is literally one of the games in the classic Clubhouse games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's Ludo. What more can I say?
Wow, did they not even have it in English?
They've got it. Is this Spanish or Portuguese? La parada do bebé rompe si saca un loco. I don't know what number 6 is in Spanish. Danny?
Unos, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
Seis. There it is. 90% off if you've downloaded Klondike Solitaire, which is
man, one of these deals, huh? Okay.
Holy shit. Is this who's the publisher of this one? Baltoro Games. Yeah, I've heard of those guys.
Oh man, those guys.
So wait a minute. Is it 90% off 20 cents? Because it's already 97%. Sorry, it's already 95% off. $4 down to 20 cents. And then
James, it doesn't help when you buy every single garbage game on there. So you don't even know if you're actually getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if the discount's already been put on, right? Yeah, good point. But yeah, 20 cents. Why the hell not?
Sure.
It's still on 38 cents at this point. A lot of these games are Hexalogic. This looks like another Clubhouse games. Like maybe Baltoro Games. I know what they've done. I've spotted what they're doing now. They have gone and recreated every one of those 51 games themselves.
Oh, James, I would say it was probably the other way around. They had already created these games. Nintendo stole the idea.
Exactly. and Belterra Games are losing out. Right, it's terrible. Hexalogic, it's a puzzle game where you connect hexes together.
Okay.
Nope.
Yep.
See, that's more expensive than Ludomania. It's crazy. Mushroom Quest. I don't remember this one. Have we had this one? Oh yeah, like this is that.
Oh, okay.
We've always got to have one Microsoft Paint game, right? Here it is.
That looks a little better than that.
Slightly, yeah, slightly. It looks like a one-screen puzzle game.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a whole bunch of these kind of games in my garbage stream.
I don't know how you do it, James, without like wanting to drown yourself in the toilet.
29 cents though, that's a bit steep. See if we can do better than that. Mad Carnage, we've had that one, haven't we? Wasn't his name Jeff Carnage or something?
Oh, good memory, man.
Something like that, right? We've had that with. Oh, what's this one? Adrenaline Rush, Miami Drive. Oh, hello. This one looks pretty good. This one looks like an actual racing game with cell shaded. Maybe. Let's check it out. Maybe it's as good as Inertial Drift, the game that I talked about last episode. Mild use of tobacco. Okay, interesting for a driving game. Right? Okay. Oh, it is a cell-shaded racing game.
Huh.
But, okay, it's in bullet time, so nothing's moving. Everything's frozen, so you can't actually... Are they not actually going to show this game in motion? Seriously? Just to show a cutscene?
It's a visual novel.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Watching the stream, I mean, James is seeing a little bit smoother than what we will, but because of technology and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it is super smooth on this side. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Okay, so you're kind of blasting into cars.
I'll take down. So this is a knockoff of Burnout.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Kinda.
Take down. Like exactly.
And then there are coins like Mario Kart.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't look like you have much control. It's like you're literally just changing lanes. That's it.
Sometimes mindless stuff like that can be a little bit of fun.
Fancy yourself a good driver? Well, we shall see. Find yourself smack in the middle of a police chase. Get a taste of adrenaline and thrills. It's all waiting for you in Adrenaline Rush Miami Drive.
Is this like a port of a tablet game, actually?
Yeah, probably.
As me and Ty call it, a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay, let's throw that one in. That will bring us up to almost $1, right? I think we're running out. Okay, Bubble Cats. This will take you over though. You'll have to choose Miami Drive or this. You can't have both.
I think I've already chosen.
Holy shit!
Oh yeah, here we go. Bust-A-Move knockoff. This is it.
Made in Flash and then ported to Switch. Doesn't have a trailer. Brilliant. Jump into Bubble. Let's have a look. It is one player only.
Oh.
What?
Why is it
three? That is weird. It's got 3 side by side, and then it's like one player. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Okay.
Experience an adventure and join Alice the cat as she races around the world to free all of her baby kitties. Well, Ty, best of luck to you if you want that one. By all means. Ty, have you bought any of these games? Real Drift Racing, Deadly Fighter 2, Go Fish Go? If you have, you get 90% off.
Oh, okay.
There it is. Man. So there you go. I think that's enough for the for the garbage bag, isn't it?
All right. James, dude, as always, thank you for being brave enough to dive down into the can with the garbage juice on your face and upper lip covered on your mustache. We always appreciate that.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Hades is 20% off. There you go, $20. Oh. Down from 25.
There it is.
That's for a non-garbage game.
Cool. All right.
There you go. Back to you in the studio, Danny.
All right, man. Well, that's going to do it for JC's Garbage Bag of Goodness. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to some feedback from you guys. So if you guys have any feedback for us, anything that you want to say or questions or anything like that, you can hit us up multiple ways. You can hit us up via email at thefamicast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter at thefamicast. You can hit us up right here on YouTube. Just sound up in the comments if you're watching live. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Just shoot a comment or something there, and we'll read it out. And yeah, if you shoot us some kind of a comment, we can read it on the air like we're going to do for these guys. And James, would you mind handling any kind of a Twitter stuff that we might have? And I'll go ahead and take some of the other stuff, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Because I have
Danny, I have something I want to share with the audience, if that's okay. I want to say to the audience, if you want an awesome game for free, courtesy of the Famicast, if you have a North American account, enter the code C0F4VFPJ. That's the first half of the code. I'll give you the other half in a minute.
All right. Fair enough. Cool. I hope you guys took note of that. It's definitely going to be a banger. That's for sure. But we had a couple of different comments, actually, from our good buddy Chariot Goblin. Right, I said that right. Okay, thank God. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we missed it last episode, didn't we?
Yeah. He left. Yeah, he left a couple of comments on a couple of the past episodes. The last episode we had. What the heck? Why? We didn't get to go through that very much. Well, actually, we had a really long. That's right. We had the long email from Jefferson.
Right.
But yeah, Chariot Goblin actually had a comment on Famicast 180 a couple of episodes back, and on the episode we were talking about how Retro Studios was looking for like a new lead for like the development team for Metroid Prime 4 and stuff. And the comment he had here, he says, I think it's safe to say that Metroid Prime 4 is in development hell. Nintendo really messed up. Metroid drought incoming. I'm sure James is thrilled that the most recent Metroid game on 3DS will probably never get a port to the Switch.
Are you talking about Metroid, what's it called?
Samus
the 3DS
Returns?
one, right? Samus Returns, right?
Yeah. Good game, by the way, actually. Yeah, it's a shame that it's just kind of went to die on the 3DS at that point.
Right.
But, yeah. But, yeah, and then on the last episode, John Cario, friend of the show, on Famicast 181, he was kind of talking, it's kind of like with our conversation that we were having about the emulation and stuff like that with Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So he says, basically point one, Nintendo is mad about emulators. Nintendo decides to do a limited run of beloved games. Demand crushes supply. Scalping ensues. Consumers can no longer find or afford to purchase the most modern way to access the game or games. Fans instead turn to ROMs and emulators. Nintendo is mad about emulators. Every time, man. And it's true.
Time,
yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Large companies are not your friends, and you should rob them blind at every chance you get. Just saying.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like the Giga leak, swiftly followed by Nintendo releasing Mario 64 ROM for $60. It's like, come on. We know that you had Luigi in there.
Yeah.
We know Luigi's in there. Come on.
In a shocking turn of news, actually, Microsoft has acquired Luigi. I saw it on the hard drive.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be true. Yeah. And one last comment this is from Famicast 181 as well. This is again from Chariot Goblin. He says the digital delisting of Super Mario 3D All-Stars is baffling. It's a first-party $60. If a first-party $60 product is selling so well, why digitally discontinue it? It sets a bad precedent for future Nintendo collections and other companies.
Yeah,
it's to artificially drive demand to make people buy it at full price instead of waiting for a sale.
Yeah, and it's pretty genius because obviously Nintendo's out to make money. I think they care about their consumers to a certain point, but when it comes to lining their pockets, that's the most important thing. And they're going to do that every chance they get. And this is the chance
I wouldn't
they got.
be surprised if, like, as the deadline pulls closer, they decide, no, we're going to keep selling it.
I don't know, man. It's going to be kind of weird, right? Like they might try
clip
to do
this. Clip this for when they do it.
Oh, wow. It's Twitch. I could.
Damn.
Mark, okay. make note of. Okay, I'll probably forget. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, who knows? They could. I mean, they have these emulators running like on the Switch. It seems like it'd be kind of a waste if they don't do anything with them outside of this collection. You know, obviously next year I believe it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda. So at the very least, maybe they'll use some of these to give us some unenhanced versions of some older Zelda games. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, James, what else do we got from Twitter?
Oh, man, we got so much stuff on Twitter. It's kind of hard to choose, actually.
Okay.
Got some nice comments for Ayano, I guess, for saying that the t-shirt looks good on her. You can buy the t-shirt for yourself if you want the pink t-shirt. You can do that. We also have the cool black t-shirts that we have for season 4. Check it out. So what we got one from here. This is from Rodrigo Alessander. He commented on my what's it called, Prehistoric Dude stream. He says, "Wow, this game looks great. Congratulations." I think he thinks I made the game, because maybe that's how bad it looks. It looks like something I actually made.
Wow.
No, I didn't make it, Rodrigo.
Congratulations on your video game release.
James, good job, man. Good job.
One for a couple of weeks ago, actually before the last episode, but we I guess we kind of were a little bit light, or we just skipped through what do you call it, feedback in the last episode.
Well, because we had the long email, but
right. Risk Earner says he's slowly catching up on his backlog of Patreon exclusive shows. And I mean, Russ has been a patron for a while, but he's got whatever 50 odd episodes to go through, right? He's currently listening to Collector's Corner episode 4. Danny, do you remember what that one was about?
No.
Okay. Brilliant
stuff.
So yeah, if you like the Famicast and you think we're awesome and you think there should be more episodes, there are. And there's over 57 episodes, and soon to be one more, right, Danny? Which you didn't mention.
Oh man, forgot to totally mention that.
What an asshole!
Yes, me and Ty. Well, we have a series called The Games That Made Us. In case you didn't know, and it's a series where we take a look at the games that basically made us into the gamers that we are today. And I'm up on the docket next. So, and Ty's going to join me. It's going to be awesome. So,
hell yeah,
go watch that Skrilla, and you could get down on giving it a listen. So
$3. It's $3, right?
Right,
$3.
Hope you got $3.
What age are you up to? In this is your 4th episode, right? Third episode.
Third one, and like basically, I'm still in my early days. This is going to be NES level stuff still. Just getting around the time when I'm going to be changing into the next system that I get, but This is before that. So
no spoilers, right? No spoilers.
Yeah, nothing. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Danny, you'll have to help me out with this one. There's a lot of mustache talk. Danny Mustache Biv playing some 2K21. He's Christopher Volek says, "You totally look like you should be in a cowboy film or TV series. It's a good look."
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that, because I did some footage for NBA 2K21, and I did a video review for that and stuff. And they have a face capture and stuff, and they always have like the worst facial hair in like some of these games. Like if you make your facial hair really long, it just looks bad. If you make your hair really long as a white guy, it looks bad. Like if you're African American in the game, or basically a non-white guy, your guy can actually look like he has realistic hair and facial hair. But if you're a white guy, it just looks like shit. But I found out that the mustache was the best option to have in the game. So I put it on, and then I had back in 2012, James, the first time we got to play the Wii U at TGS, like I was rocking a mustache at the time, because I was,
I don't remember that.
I'm surprised. Yeah. Okay. But I was saving it up just to be a cowboy for Halloween, actually. So I grew a big gross mustache for like 3 months. And
did I say you looked like an asshole at the time, or did I? Or maybe we didn't know each other well enough for me to call you an asshole to your face.
No, you probably called me an asshole to my face. And that's right. I'm sorry, and I forgot too. Chris Volok is actually Little Tokyo in the chat. I keep forgetting that sometimes.
Yes. Hey man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got a nice one from Otaku Drew. on Twitter. He says, "Do you guys play/review Nintendo exclusively, or do you include Sony consoles also?" I told him we're kind of like 90% Nintendo occasionally. You know, we've got a bit of Xbox in there. Oh, a lot of Xbox this episode. Good.
Yeah.
But anyway, he replied after that, and he said, "You responded to me, and that's enough to subscribe. Impressive. Thank you so much." So yeah, Otaku Drew, if you're listening,
We're so lonely.
listening on the
please engage with us.
Thanks, man. And another kind of similar one, actually. RPG Goblin. He says, "Very excited I found you guys. I've been looking for a Japanese-based review site. I live in Tennessee. I'm recovering from brain surgery, so I have plenty of time to listen/follow." And so I said, obviously, that's amazing. Thank you so much for listening. And he actually sent a photograph of his scar that he has on the back of his head. And wow, man, that guy's been through a rough patch. So best of luck to you, man. And he says, yeah, it's been a rough go, but he's been a Nintendo fan since the 80s. Listened to the first show, and it was a great podcast. So yeah, happy to have you on board, man. Fantastic. Hope best of luck with the recovery. And then I got to end with this one. And I know James Allen's in the chat as well. And he's probably a little bit nervous about entering the code that I just gave out. I gave out half the code, right? He's probably a little bit nervous now because he tweeted at us, "Just trying out the game code that I won during the live show last week." I thought to myself, hey, that looks interesting. Nice little doggy platformer. Not wanting to sound ungrateful, but what the hell was that? I just lost 15 minutes of my life playing it, trying to work out what the hell is going on. All I was doing was pressing A to advance the story. So yeah, what James won was a summer with Shiba Inu, which is I think it's like a classic simulation, like dating game, but you like dogs.
Nice.
Man, that's like the pigeon game, Ty, the thing.
Oh yeah, Hatful Boyfriend.
There.
But with dogs.
Yes.
So yeah, James is probably not wanting to enter the free code in this episode. So yeah, again, I'm giving one away free in the video version, and then another one for the regular audio show. So please enjoy. And if you do get the code, if it does work, please let us know how much you enjoyed that wonderful game we gave to you for free. You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of more Twitter stuff, but we're running long. So right, so let's keep it going.
Yeah, I'll close it with a couple of things from the chat here, and then we're going to go ahead and close out the show. But Philomax, talking about scalpers. Yes, scalpers are going to sell it for so much money after it's delisted. Talking about Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And then Chris Volek in the chat, Little Tokyo, he said, speaking of Xbox, or at least you were, the Xbox exclusive title Recore should come to Switch. That it looked like a pretty cool game. Ty, did you play that one?
A little bit, yeah.
Is it like a Metroid Prime kind of game?
It's not first person for starters.
Third, right?
Oh, was it like made by some of the Metroid Prime crew or something like that? There's some Metroid connection to it. I forgot.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Like I own it, but I think it's one I've only played to the first achievement, just to formally tack it in my backlog.
Gotcha.
Get those cheapos.
Yep.
Yeah. One last thing again from Philomax. His comment is gone. Oh no, it's right there. Okay. Honestly, the new Xbox Series X and S is kind of confusing me. Like, it's another Xbox One or a new System X. We talked about that earlier. How oh man, there's a lot of confusion out there with the Xbox naming conventions.
Yeah, the new one has Series in the name.
Yeah.
There you go.
Somebody needs to tell Microsoft there's other letters of the alphabet than X and S.
Yeah. Excuse me.
All right then. They should call it Xbox 4, Xbox 4K, right? Isn't it the fourth Xbox? Oh, is it the fifth one?
Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the fourth one, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
I am the walrus.
There it is.
Okay.
All right then.
Okay, sorry.
Get on with it, man. Come on.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Excuse me. All right. Well, actually, that is going to do it for the show. So before we go ahead and hop on out of here, we're going to go ahead and give you guys our Twitter handles so you can follow us there. If you want to follow me, Danny, you can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. James, where can they find you?
You can follow me on PWJ8KDG7. That's the other half of the code. And my Twitter handle is @FamiComplicated. I am Lord of the Garbage.
Nice timing, James. Sorry about that, man. And Ty, where can people find you?
Super Cat Drugs.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for... Sorry, I'm doing other things behind the scenes right now.
James Allen just said that, he already removed the game from his Switch. He's already deleted his free game. Yeah, welcome.
Probably for the best. That's what
Probably.
I'd say. But yeah, that is going to actually do it for Famicast 182. Thank you guys out there for coming in and watching us live. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Of course, James and Ty, thank you guys for joining me. And yeah, we will catch you guys next time.
Famicom out.
Peace.
Nice.
I forget, do we have to be quiet at this point? I'll come and talk.
Later, guys.